Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss with you second topic, biological classification. In the last class we have discussed up to kingdom Monera. We'll continue with the next kingdom, kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista includes unicellular eukaryotic organisms. It includes unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Unicellular means the organism body is made by single cell. And eukaryotic means the organism which have cell with true nucleus. The cells have the true nucleus and such cell is called the eukaryotic cell. And these eukaryotic cells have well-defined nucleus and also membrane-bound structures. The next character of this kingdom is they are photosynthetic. Photosynthetic. Synthetic. The members of Protista are photosynthetic means they can prepare their own food by using sunlight. And the members of this group have flagella or cilia. They have the flagella or cilia. They reproduce asexually and sexually by the process like cell fusion and zygote formation. The next property of this group is this kingdom Protista has no well-defined boundaries. It has no well-defined boundaries. No well-defined boundaries means the organisms of this group shares characters with the organism of other kingdom. It means this kingdom has link with other kingdom like kingdom Plantae, Animalia and Fungi. So these are the general characters of kingdom Protista. And this kingdom has divided into 5 groups. First one is Chrysophita. Second one is dinoflagellates. Third one is Euglenoids. Fourth one is slime molds. And fifth one is protozoans. So these are the 5 groups come under the kingdom Protista. Now we'll discuss in detail one by one. First of all, we start with the Chrysophants. The group Chrysophants includes organisms like desmids and diatoms. So these desmids are also called the golden algae. We may also call the golden algae. They may be freshwater or marine water forms. They may be freshwater or marine water forms. Some of the organisms organisms are swim passively and they are called the planktons. They move passively on the surface of the water and they are called the planktons. The cell wall of the chrysophyte is unique type because it's made by two thin membranes and they are fitted together and they are made up of silica, which is not easily destructible, and the dead cell wall of diatoms deposited on the ocean bed, and after billions of years, and that bed is referred to as diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth. The soil of this earth is gritty and that's why it is used for polishing and it is used for filtration of oil and syrups, used for the road paints and also used as a insulators. So these are some of the uses of diatomaceous earth. And these diatoms are chief producers of ocean. The next important point of this group is diatoms are the chief producer of ocean. So then what is the meaning of chief producer? So the ecological point of view, organisms have divided into three categories. One is producer, consumers and decomposers. Producers are those which are not depending anything and they prepare their own food by photosynthesis. They prepare their own food by photosynthesis. And consumers are those, they are not preparing their own food and they have to depend on the producers. And decomposers are those which are usually microscopic organisms and they convert the complex organic molecules to the or complex organic materials into the simpler one. So these are the three categories which come in the ecological system. Here we are considering diatoms are the chief producers because these are photosynthetic and they produce food and this food is the transferred one level to another level in the ocean or the grazing as a grazing food chain in the ocean. That's why diatoms are said to be chief producer of ocean. The examples we already mentioned, diatoms and desmids. Let us move to the next type, that is dinoflagellates. The second group is dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates. These are marine forms and photosynthetic. These are marine and photosynthetic. Marine means they live in sea or ocean. Photosynthetic means you know very well, those which prepare their own food by using sunlight are called the photosynthetic. Dinoflagellates appear in 5 different colors. They may be yellow or green, brown, blue brown, blue and red. They may appear in 5 different colors based on the pigments present in them. They have 2 flagella. They have 2 flagella. That's why they are called the dinoflagellate. So one flagella, the structure of dinoflagellate is somewhat like this. This is the transverse groove. One flagella is longitudinal, another one is transverse. That's why they are called the dinoflagellates. When dinoflagellates undergo rapid multiplication, that makes the sea red in color, especially red dinoflagellates, that we call the red tide. These dinoflagellates, sometimes they may release the toxins and kill many marine animals like fishes. Example for dinoflagellates is goniolax. This is an example. Let us discuss the next group, that is Euglenoids. Third group is Euglenoids. Euglenoids. Next group is Euglenoids. Majority of them are freshwater forms found in stagnant water. Majority of them are freshwater and found in stagnant water. Found in stagnant water. Means fresh water can be divided into 2 types, stagnant water and running water. Stagnant water means the water which is staying in one place. In such water, these organisms are usually found. Instead of cell wall, they have a protein-rich layer called pellicle. They do not have the cell wall. Instead of cell wall, they have a protein-rich layer called pellicle. Layer called the pellicle. And because of this, the body is flexible. And these euglenoids are usually photosynthetic when there is a sunlight, but they may also act as a heterotrophs. When there is a sunlight, they are photosynthetic. In absence of sunlight, they are heterotrophs. They also have the 2 flagella. One is small and one is long. The example for euglenoids is Euglena. So these are some of the character of group Euglenoids. Let us discuss the next group, slime molds. Slime molds. These are the saprophytic Protista. These are saprophytic Protista. So already we discussed 3 groups before this slime molds, because you remember for 1 marks questions or for NEET and CET purpose, Chrysophytes are also photosynthetic. Dinoflagellates are also photosynthetic, and euglenoids are also photosynthetic as well as heterotrophs. But these are saprophytic because they depend on dead and decaying matter, and they move along the decaying twigs and leaves engulfing organic matter. They are moving along the decaying matter to engulf the dead decaying matter. Under suitable condition, they form a group or aggregation called plasmodium. Under suitable condition. Under suitable condition, they form a aggregation which is called the plasmodium. Plasmodium means usually these are organisms are like this. The group of organisms are forming a colony-like structure with a nucleus inside, but their boundaries are dissolving. They don't have boundaries. It looks like many nucleated protoplasma, and there is a mucilaginous like structure, and because of this it looks like a multinucleated structure. Multinuclear present in common cytoplasma, and this type structure is called the plasmodium, and the structure appears during when conditions are normal. But when the conditions are abnormal, there is a structure formation called the sporangia. On this colony-like structure only, there is a structure like sporangia is forming, which bearing spores, and these spores have a true cell wall which is high resistant, and it survive during adverse condition. So when the conditions are normal, it forms the plasmodium. When the conditions are abnormal, it forms a sporangium like structure which bears the spores, and these spores have true cell wall which is very highly resistant, and it is able to survive in harsh condition also, and they can disperse by the air currents. So the next one is protozoa. Next one is protozoans. The last group of kingdom, Protista. All protozoans are heterotrophs. Either they may be predators or parasites. All protozoans are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs. Either they may be in predator or parasitic form. They are very primitive. They are believed to be very primitive to the animals. So these protozoans are classified into major groups. 4 major groups. Major groups of protozoans. First one is amoeboid protozoans. Amoeboid protozoans. The organism live in fresh water, marine water or moist soil. They move and capture the food by the help of pseudopodia. So protozoans amoeboid. amoeboid protozoans are those which live in fresh water, marine water, or also moist soil also, and they move and capture the food by the help of pseudopodia. Example for this group: amoeba and entamoeba. Amoeba and entamoeba. Amoeba is free living protozoan, whereas entamoeba is parasitic. Parasitic, which cause disease, amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. Amoebic dysentery. It's a parasite. So next group is flagellated protozoans. Flagellated protozoans. Second group of protozoans is flagellated protozoans. The members of this group are either free living or parasitic. Either free living or parasitic. Parasitic means those which depends on the other organism, and also they may give the disease to the organism on which they are depending. They have flagella. They have flagella at their locomotory structure. Example for this group is trypanosoma. This is parasitic one which cause the disease sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness. The next group is celiated protozoan. Next one is celiated protozoans. These are aquatic and actively moving organisms. They have thousands of cilia on their surface. Cilia are the locomotor structure of this group of organisms. Example, paramecium. Example, paramecium. Example, paramecium. The last group of protozoan is sporozoans. Sporozoans include non-motile organisms or protozoans. Non-motile protozoans. Non-motile protozoans. They do not have any locomotory structure. Example for this group, Plasmodium, and which cause the disease malaria. Here I am going to conclude this kingdom Protista explanation. So in the next class we continue with the third kingdom Mycota. Thank you.